In the heart of Copenhagen, beneath the charm of city lights, a sinister tale unfolded, involving a homemade submarine, a brilliant journalist, and a twisted inventor. This is the chilling story of Peter Madsen and Kim Wall, a narrative wrapped in darkness and mystery. The Nautilus, a submarine built with dreams and ambition, became the stage for a horrifying act that gripped the world. What started as an interview descended into a nightmare that ended in tragedy. Stay with us as we dive deep into the abyss of this dark water mystery. Born into a world of machines and dreams, Peter Madsen was always destined to make waves. Growing up in the suburbs of Copenhagen, his childhood was marked by a profound fascination with the mechanics of motion and the mysteries of the cosmos. By the time he was a teenager, Madsen was already crafting detailed blueprints of rockets, his eyes set on the stars. Despite his lack of formal education in engineering, Madsen's relentless pursuit of knowledge and his innate knack for building complex machinery saw him rise from a curious tinkerer to a recognized inventor. He was particularly enchanted by the idea of conquering the skies and the seas alike, a passion that led him to co-found a grassroots space program aimed at launching homemade rockets. However, it was the sea that captured his deepest attention. In 2008, Madsen launched the Nautilus, the world's largest privately made submarine. This vessel was not just a marvel of engineering, it was a testament to his audacity and technical prowess. Madsen's genius was undeniable, but it was his submarine, the Nautilus, that became his obsession. Kim Wall, a journalist with a bright future, sought to capture the essence of Madsen's mind. Born in Sweden and educated at some of the world's most prestigious institutions, including Columbia University in New York, Kim was known for her fearless reporting in dangerous regions across the globe. Her work, which often explored the intersection of humanity and conflict, had appeared in prominent international publications, showcasing her profound ability to tell compelling stories. Kim's next assignment brought her back to Scandinavia, where she became intrigued by Peter Madsen, a self-taught inventor who had built the largest privately made submarine. Eager to understand the mind behind such daring feats, Kim arranged to interview Madsen about his submarine, the Nautilus, and his visions for the future. This interview was supposed to be a routine addition to her impressive portfolio. On a sunny day in August, Kim Wall boarded the Nautilus, notebook in hand, ready to delve deep into the inventor's psyche. What was meant to be a simple interview soon turned into a dire situation. August 10, 2017, a day that started with curiosity and ended in catastrophe. On this seemingly ordinary summer day, the waters near Copenhagen were unusually calm, a stark contrast to the dark events that would soon unfold. Kim Wall, an intrepid journalist with a keen interest in unique stories, was about to embark on what should have been an enlightening interview with Peter Madsen, an inventor known for his unconventional pursuits. The submarine, Nautilus, stood as a testament to Madsen's engineering prowess. Its steel structure, which had once been submerged in dreams and ambitions, was now the setting for a meeting that piqued the interest of the curious and the knowledgeable alike. Wall boarded the submarine with a sense of anticipation, her eyes wide with the prospect of uncovering the layers of a man who had dared to reach beyond the ordinary. As the submarine slipped beneath the surface, the last images captured by bystanders showed Wall standing in the tower hatch, her figure framed against the vast expanse of the sea. These moments, frozen in time, would later haunt those who sought to piece together the events of that fateful voyage. The hours ticked by, and the submarine failed to resurface at the expected time. Concerns began to mount. Madsen, the master of his maritime creation, was nowhere to be seen, and neither was Wall. The disappearance sparked a flurry of search and rescue efforts. The Coast Guard scoured the waters, hope dwindling with each passing minute. Then, in a turn of events that seemed ripped from a maritime mystery novel, the Nautilus was spotted. Partially submerged, it suggested a grim scenario. Madsen was rescued from the sinking vessel alone, offering only fragmented and inconsistent explanations. Wall was nowhere to be found. As the submarine submerged, the secrets it held would soon surface with grim reality. When the Nautilus sank and Madsen was rescued alone, the mystery only deepened. The submarine, a marvel of private engineering, had submerged with both the inventor, Peter Madsen, and journalist Kim Wall on board. But when it resurfaced in tragedy, only Madsen was found alive, floating in the waters of Kogi Bay. Initially, Madsen claimed that he had dropped Wall off safely on shore before the submarine experienced technical difficulties. However, this story soon unraveled. The submarine hadn't suffered a malfunction. Rather, Madsen himself had deliberately sunk the vessel. As the investigation intensified, his narrative shifted dramatically. He then alleged an accident had occurred on board, which led to Wall's death. Authorities launched a massive search operation. The sea, silent and vast, slowly began to yield clues. First, it was her torso, washed up on a nearby beach. Then, over time, more remains were discovered in the waters. Each piece was a grim echo of the brutality she had suffered. Forensic evidence mounted, and it became clear that the dismembered state of Wall's body was no accident, but a deliberate act of concealment. As divers and police continued their meticulous search, the world watched in horror. The pieces of Kim Wall, once a vibrant journalist with a passion for telling untold stories, were slowly recovered from the cold embrace of the bay. With each piece recovered, the horrifying truth began to piece together. In court, the depths of Madsen's psyche were laid bare for the world to see. As the 2018 trial unfolded, the courtroom became a stage for the unraveling of a man who had once been celebrated as an innovative inventor. What emerged was a chilling portrait of a mind distorted by its own dark fantasies. The prosecution presented a cascade of evidence that painted a grotesque picture of the events aboard the Nautilus. Forensic experts detailed how Kim Wall's demise was not a sudden act of violence, but a premeditated murder marked by meticulous planning and execution. The evidence included chilling text messages, internet searches about human anatomy, and videos found on Madsen's devices that suggested a morbid fascination with the suffering of others. Madsen himself was an enigma during the trial. His testimony swung wildly between outright denial and fragmented admissions, his demeanor alternating between calm detachment and sudden outbursts of emotion. This erratic behavior only served to underscore the prosecution's depiction of him as a man driven by a dangerous blend of intelligence and instability. The psychological evaluations brought into the trial were revealing. Experts diagnosed Madsen with narcissistic and psychopathic traits, suggesting that his actions were fueled by a deep-seated need for control and recognition. These insights into his mental state were pivotal, helping to frame the narrative of a man who could not distinguish between his ambitions and the sanctity of human life. Media coverage of the trial was pervasive, shaping public perception and stirring a global conversation about the safety and ethics of amateur submarine ventures and the vulnerabilities of freelance journalists. Each day of the trial was met with headlines that seemed to dive deeper into the abyss of Madsen's mind, leaving the public both horrified and captivated. As the trial came to a close, the judge handed down a life sentence to Peter Madsen. This verdict was met with a palpable sense of relief in the courtroom, yet the gravity of his crimes left a somber air hanging over all who witnessed the proceedings. Madsen's life sentence closed one chapter, but the story's dark echoes linger on. A tale of innovation turned into a narrative of nightmare. What lessons do we learn? The Peter Madsen case, while singular in its horror, casts a long shadow over several broader societal concerns. First, the plight of freelance journalists like Kim Wall, who often venture into unpredictable situations in pursuit of their stories. This tragic event underscores the urgent need for better safety protocols and support systems to protect these daring storytellers from potential dangers lurking in their line of work. Moreover, the case highlights our society's fascination with eccentric inventors and their creations. Often this allure can overshadow necessary scrutiny and critical evaluation. Madsen's persona as an inventive genius initially masked his darker inclinations, reminding us that innovation without ethical boundaries can lead to dire consequences. On a psychological level, this case invites us to delve into the complexities of human behavior, especially the aspects that can drive an individual to commit such unspeakable acts. Understanding these dark facets is crucial not only for criminal psychology, but also for societal awareness, helping us recognize and possibly intervene before tragedy strikes. Furthermore, this case has sparked discussions about the role and responsibility of the media in reporting such crimes. The narrative constructed around Madsen before the truth emerged played a part in shaping public perception, which brings to light the power of media influence and the ethical responsibilities it carries. In the wake of tragedy, society must wrestle with the shadows that lurk behind the facade of genius. As we resurface from the depths of this chilling narrative, we're reminded of the thin line between brilliance and madness. Peter Madsen, a man celebrated for his mechanical genius, descended into the darkest corners of human behavior. His encounter with Kim Wall, meant to be a simple journalistic venture, spiraled into a tragic showcase of the extreme facets of human nature. This story forces us to ponder the complexities of the human psyche and the unforeseen dangers lurking within seemingly innovative minds. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Remember, the most compelling stories are often hidden just beneath the surface.